I'm here with animal defenders of Greater Lehigh Valley. We're protesting for the 6th year in a row this horrendous event called the PA Bacon Fest. It's been going on for 13 years. People come to celebrate the eating of bacon, which is at the cost of many, many lives. We're here for the pigs that have died for this event and for the ones that will die because of it. We're here to plant seeds and let people know, they're eating not just a product, but a living thing. And we just hope to, get in people's minds before they go in there so that they at least think about what they're doing. This is not just something you enjoy eating, it's someone who lived and valued their life. So we have more than 20 activists that came out this year, and every year we try to get more and more just to let people know and plant a few seeds that, this is not an event to be celebrated. It's an event that happened because many lives suffered and died. So please join us, Animal Defenders, Greater Lehigh Valley, to protest the annual PA Bacon Fest in Easton, PA. We hand out leaflets here at the protest for the PA Bacon Fest to let people know a little bit about a pig's life and a pig's death. And it just helps people, anyone who's willing to read it, know a little bit more. People tend to think it's a humane process, slaughtering all animals, but no animal can be slaughtered humanely. It's never humane. They're usually gassed with carbon dioxide, or they're electrically stunned with a captive bolt. Oftentimes they don't die right away, and they sit in pain still while they're slitting their throat and they're bleeding to death. They may live for many, many minutes after that. It's not an effective way to kill an animal, and it's certainly not humane. Piglets, during their life, they're mutilated without anesthesia. In order to prevent tail biting, farmers often cut off one half or more of their tail without any anesthesia. They're also castrated like that. Triangles of their flesh are cut from their ears to identify them. That's without anesthesia. Virtually all male piglets have their testicles ripped out without anesthesia to prevent boar taint, which is just an odor. So they live a terrible, terrible life where they're suffering and they're mutilated, and then they're killed very inhumanely. And on factory farming, even worse. They kill them at such a high rate. In fact, they are always increasing that rate to get more pigs killed more quickly, which means it's more ineffective. They half the time don't die right away, and they're suffering even longer. It's a terrible process. It's all animals. Today we're talking about pigs. We're hoping to, spread some seeds to let people know, consider going vegan. It is not a difficult process, and it's winning on every level. It's winning because animals are not suffering and dying. It's winning because we do not need animal products or meat to survive. In fact, most food is vegan, is not animal-based. You've got all kinds of food to eat that's healthy and comes from animals. It also helps the environment. One of the worst destructors of our environment is factory farming. Processing of animals. It's destroying our environment and your health. So you're winning on all three levels if you go vegan. It's very easy to do. You feel better both in your head and spiritually because you're not harming other living beings, and you'll be healthier and you'll feel better that way too. So please consider it. Take baby steps. Eat plant-based foods once a week, or try to just switch over to plant-based products, and you'll see it's very easy and you'll start feeling better about it.
I decided to go vegan when I found out how much death is happening every single second that we let this industry persist. We're talking about tens of billions of animals, and all we need to do to stop all of it is skip a few aisles at a grocery store. How can I live with myself if I don't?
I've been vegan about 10 years now. I was vegetarian for about 25 years before that. The transition was watching documentaries about how animals are processed in slaughter homes, and just seeing what they endure and what they go through. I can't justify having animals at home that I love and would do anything for, and then other animals being slaughtered in such horrific ways. I couldn't do that anymore. So I became vegan. It was the best decision I ever made in my life, living a fully compassionate life and passing the word on to everybody or anybody that will listen.
Hello, I'm Aaron Kinsman. I'm a board member with the Animal Defenders of the Greater Lehigh Valley. I'm here today in Easton, Pennsylvania at the Bacon Fest, a site of horrific gluttony around the mass murder of all these pigs. The reason that I went vegan 4 years ago was for three reasons, really. I had done a ton of work in environmentalism and had learned quite a bit about climate change, being a meat eater and being an environmentalist. And that was the first tipping point. And once I looked into where my food was really coming from, at first I went to organic food, and then I actually had the opportunity to visit a slaughterhouse, a chicken slaughterhouse, poultry, I should say. And that experience completely changed me and radicalized me. And, so that was the animal rights portion. So I started with an environmental piece, and then there was the animal rights and their right to live. And then the third reason, of course, was, I was a heavy meat eater, a drinker and smoker, and I started to clean up my act. And I realized there were immense personal health reasons to go vegan and to go plant-based. To sum that up, my reasons for going vegan are non-human animal rights, human animal rights, and the health of ecosystems and all the organisms that are encompassed in that ecosystem. So environmentalism, animal rights, human and social rights, total liberation coming together. And you can't really have any of those things if we can't stop the genocide of farm animals.
What inspired me to go vegan? Probably the main reason for me is the climate crisis and the abuse that happens for animals in concentrated animal farming operations. The cruelty, the pollution, and it's basically killing the planet. And it's really the single most effective thing we can do to try to slow the climate crisis. You add on top of that the cruelty of eating animals and the fact that it's bad for your health. It's like you're committing suicide, you're cutting years off your life, and it's something you don't need to do. It's stupid to eat meat.
My name is Suzanne Gonzalez, and I am actually the president and founder of Pennsylvania Voters for Animals. We advocate for stronger animal protection legislation in Pennsylvania, and we advocate for all animals, not just some. I actually became vegan over 10 years ago. I was vegetarian before that, and I realized that as even living as vegetarian, I was still contributing to the suffering of animals because dairy and the egg industry are the meat industry. There is absolutely no humane slaughter whatsoever. These animals do not want to die. They actually go to the slaughterhouse with tremendous fear. They fight till their last breath, and there's absolutely no such thing as humane slaughter. We are kidding ourselves. Additionally, one last thing to say, the animals that go to slaughter are babies. They are predominantly babies. We are here at Bacon Fest today, and the majority of pigs that go to slaughter are 6-month-old babies. So I am here to be the voice of the babies that are being killed for your bacon. Our nonprofit is Pennsylvania Voters for Animals, and you can find out more about us at www.pavotersforanimals.org. We would love for you to join us because we do need to form a community to advocate on behalf of Pennsylvania's animals. We need to be their voice.
Hi, my name's Jen. I've been vegan for 7.5 years now. What inspired me to go vegan was seeing slaughter footage and also learning about the dog meat trade, actually, in particular. That really helped me make the connection that all animals feel love, pain, fear, and deserve kindness. So that's really what inspired me to go vegan. I was done being a hypocrite. It always bothered me because I loved animals since a young age, and I'm thankful for those people in my life who helped me to see the truth. And that's why I'm here today, speak out for the pigs.
Each time I went to a grocery store, I thought about animals. Finally, I just made this decision to stop buying animal products. It's about animal liberation from any type of exploitation. Every time you go to grocery store or consider eating something, just think about what it means to animals. And if this food contains animal products, then think what's behind it.
My younger daughter asked me, there was a movie about, it was a rugby team that they were in a plane crash, and the survivors ate the people to survive. And she asked me if my best friend or my dog were on that plane and they died, would I eat them to survive? And I'm like, no. So we went vegetarian together right after, that same moment. And then I did large animal training at Penn State University on their industrial dairy farm, and I was told that the cows are in one position 300 days out of the year, and they have these electrified rusted metal prods that shock them when they hunch up to go poo, that teaches them to back up into the trough. And I went vegan after seeing that. I just didn't realize any of that was going on for me, and I wouldn't want that to be going on for me. So I went vegan 9 years ago.